How's it going today? Let's do our mobility routine before we get our workout started. So stay nice and tall. Put your feet on your hips. Breathe in through the nose, out through the lips. Look up and look down. Side to side. Jaw blade tilt. Forward glide. And head circle. Switch direction. And shoulder rolls, both same time, same direction. Switch. Switch, alternate. Keep alternating, switch direction. Thoracic lifts. Glides. Arm swing. And alternating cross. Both palms on the ceiling, shoulder screws. And lateral bending. Spinal twists. Pelvic tilts, forward reverse. Hip hikes. And pelvic circles. Switch direction. Forward hinging, backward bends. And a full squat. Cossacks. Knee on the ground, hip flexor stretch. Hamstring, front leg. Switch sides, other hip flexor. Hamstring, front leg. And stretch your quads out. All right, let's get this workout started. All right, so we're going to begin today with the combo lift. We're going to be in a kneeling position. So one knee is up, one knee is down. We're going to start with a kneeling press. That's going to be our first 30 seconds. After that time is up, we're going to go to a kneeling swing. Okay? That's going to be our first combo lift. So when you're doing a kneeling press, you're always pressing or swinging off the knee up side. So that's going to be the working side. For your presses, just make sure you stay nice and tight and stable through your core, through your abs, especially through this glute of the knee downside. When we're going into our swing, your hips are going to cut back and you're going to feel the drive from that knee downside as well. So our hips are going to go back into our swing, and then we really want to squeeze this glute of the knee downside to achieve our swing. So when you're swinging from a kneeling base, it pretty much reduces the use of your legs and puts it all into the hips. So this really helps you identify and improve a kettlebell swing doing it from a kneeling stance. But first minute here, 30 seconds, kneeling press, ready, set, and begin. Time. So we want to get into our swing ready position. Your hips are back. The bell's always angled in line with the fist. You hike your bell back and then we snap our hip into it, the knee down hip, to create that swing. Same breathing pattern and pretty much the same swing style as well. Ready, set, and begin. Meaning we want to keep the wrist high on the hip. That's another correction this makes. If your wrist is too low, your bell's going to hit the ground. Keep this back toe dug in as well. 8 seconds here. Before we do our presses and swings on the other side, in between we'll do a seated twist. So we're going to get into our seated twist position. Heels are dug in, hamstrings are engaged, chest is lifted. Keep the bell nice and close. If you are going to use weight, nice and close to the hip. When we take it across, we want to look up to put all that stress on the abdominals and do your best to keep it off the low back. So your shoulders and chest, you want to pay attention to not staying collapsed or closed, but lifted and up towards the ceiling on those seated twists. Ready, set, and begin. Switch your knees up, other side is down, knee up as your pressing side. 30 seconds, ready? And begin. Kneeling swing, ready, set. Begin. Time. Now we're going to go to a set of Hindu push-ups. So for the push-up, hands are going to be close, feet are going to be wide. I like to inhale when my hips are up, exhale when my hips drop, and get the best chance of stretching front and back side on those. So Hindu push-ups, feet are outside your shoulders, 40 seconds, ready, begin. After that, we're going to go to our 90-90 Shin Boxing. So, real similar position where stance to your seated twist, where our heels are dug in, and then we're just kind of pivoting on the heels. You got to have enough room in between your feet so your knee and your heel kind of fall into alignment. You want to keep your chest up on these. You can lean into some real good glute stretches, but you want to be active through the hip flexor and really focus on these muscles all around the hips and through the low back on these. So, just take your time. If you find these really easy, just don't use your hands on the ground, and that will force you to activate all those muscles through the abdominals, transverse abdominis, low back, and abs. But if you're like me and your hips are tight, use your hands and take your time with these. And if you need some stretching at each end, the more you lift your chest, the more that stretch will be apparent. And we can always kind of explore and move your shoulders around at each end. Spiral and find those tight spots. From there, we're going to go to a side plank, and we're going to do a leg raise in that side plank. So you can do these from your palm, or you can do them from your forearm. But we mainly want to make sure that we're nice and tight through the obliques in your quadratus laborum. It's a nice, deep, low back muscle that is worked in this exercise. So we're going to hold this position, either elbow or palm. Point your toe directly forward. So it's real common people want to lift their toe up. You're going to miss the muscles in the glute and the hip that we're trying to target here by pointing your toe up. So keep a level foot on these. It'll be 20 seconds each side. Side plank leg raise, ready, begin. Switch sides, ready, and begin. And time. Next up, we're going to go to Hindu squats. If we do them body weight style, we'll call them a Hindu. If we hold a weight on our tailbone, we'll call it a hack squat. Okay? So if you are going to hold a weight, your arms stay straight on these, and you've got to kind of lean forward because that weight's pulling you back. But just like always, we still want to stay nice and tall, torso right over hips, right over balls of feet when we're doing these. So just make sure you have good alignment on these. Inhale into it, exhale up and out, hack squat or Hindu squats, ready, set, and begin. Time. Then we got another leg exercise. We're going to do a lateral lunge. When we get to that lateral lunge, we're going to pass the bell around the shin. Switch hands with it. We're going to step in the other direction, get to the bottom of the lateral lunge, and then pass. The pass, just like Cossacks, is designed to get you to hold the bottom low lateral lunge position. So let's not race and pass. It's there just so you hold your lateral lunge a little bit longer. Lateral lunge pass, ready, set, begin. Last one each side. The last kettlebell exercise is going to be a crush grip row. So the handle's pointing down, the ball of the kettlebell, or the bottom and the ball are facing up towards us, and we're squeezing the ball of the kettlebell. So good posture on these. I'd suggest keeping your eyes down and keeping your spine flat. And getting your hips out, we pull the bottom of the bell towards us. So this is going to be the general position that we're going to be holding, except in a folded row. So really focus on pulling those shoulders back, squeezing the ball of the kettlebell, and crush grip rows, ready, set, begin. It'll go about mid-stomach, slightly above your belly button. All right, we're going to finish each round with a minute on the jump rope here. So get your rope set, 1 minute's on the clock, and begin.